how do we know what is central to the Christian faith? Well, first and foremost, we have to always look to the Word of God. We always have to ask ourselves the question, what were the apostles focused upon? What did they warn us about? And very clearly, they warned us about anyone who would cause us to go after a false god, anyone who would give us a false Jesus, who could not bring us salvation. And Galatians chapter 1, false gospel, let anyone who preaches a false gospel be anathema, let him be under the curse of God. So who God is, who Jesus is, what salvation is, those are absolutely positively core, and those are given to us in the Word of God that Jesus himself was constantly saying cannot be broken, and when he's in dialogue and dispute with people, he's always saying, what do the Scriptures say? The Scriptures say this. And so I would say the very nature and authority of the Word of God, you put those together, and you've got a good core right there. Now, are there more important things? Are there things that are important that flow out from those things? There certainly are, but it would seem to me that if your focus is there first and foremost, make sure you've got the gospel right. Make sure you know who Jesus is. Make sure that you understand what the New Testament teaches about the nature of the church and what the purpose of the church is. If you're in a good, solid church, then you're going to have modeled for you in the regular preaching of the Word the balance that is absolutely necessary to be a mature Christian. I'm convinced after all these years walking with the Lord that one of the greatest elements of Christian maturity is balance. Learning to be balanced, not to be one who's constantly being knocked this way and that way, and oh, there's something over here, and oh, there's something over there. Christian maturity comes from finding your joy in the core elements of the faith and not being one of these people that's always ignoring that. Look, well, what do you have over there? What do you? Instead, if I'm constantly amazed at what God has done in Jesus Christ, if I am constantly finding my nourishment in the Word of God, I'm not going to be looking around after all the rest of this stuff. And that maturity then is going to allow me to recognize that, you know what? In certain areas, there are Christians who disagree with one another. And there are people who are going to draw the dividing lines at different places as well. And we're going to be judged by where we draw those dividing lines. And so we should be careful. We should give serious thought to it. And we should be quick to listen to mature believers who have been walking with the Lord a lot longer than we have as to why they've come to the conclusions they've come to. And then don't freak out when you find out that there are people who look a little bit different than you and maybe go to a little bit different kind of church than you do, and yet they have different ideas than you do. You don't have to automatically kick them out of the kingdom. You can listen, you can learn, and even if you reject what they have to say, sometimes you can still appreciate why they've come to the conclusions they've come to, and it actually enriches your own understanding of why you may end up disagreeing with them on that subject.